Welcome back. Recently on my podcast, Big in Biz with DiVizzio, I interviewed the best interviewing student I've ever had go through my classes, Rachel Petry. I'll put a link in the description below to that interview in case you want to watch the whole thing. Great information. You'll enjoy it. It will be worth your time. We talked a little bit about nervousness. And if she gets nervous at all, what does she do to decrease the nervousness? She mentioned one thing, and I did a different video on that, and that talked about interviewing the interviewers. She's evaluating them while they're interviewing her. So you may want to take a look at that video. She also talked about something else that she does, and that is that she sees the interview as more than one opportunity. She sees it as a plethora of opportunities for a number of great things to happen. Let's talk about what does she see an interview as more than just an opportunity to get a job. Let's take a look at that list. Obviously, first and foremost, it's an opportunity to get a new job. It is also an opportunity to expose yourself to other people who might want to hire you. So in case you don't get hired for the job that you're interviewing for, there might be a manager on the panel who's there just to help the hiring manager out, make their selection. They may see you and go, man, in a way, I hope you don't get hired because I want to hire you. You may get a mentor from this. Somebody on the panel may really like you. You may connect with them. You may be able to get some mentoring opportunities. Shoot, you may get a friend from it. You may also get a lead for another job to interview for, and you may meet somebody who opens a new door. Maybe there's a part of the company that you're not even aware of, and they say, hey, have you ever thought about working in this area? And your answer may be, no, I hadn't really thought about that. Tell me about that. And so now they're opening your eyes to new possibilities. So there are a number of opportunities that an interview provides you with beyond just getting hired for that job. You know, this is very similar to something that I used to ask people in my interviewing class. And this is primarily related to internal interviews, where you're interviewing inside the same company that you're working for. And of course, with that, there's a lot of scuttlebutt. Everybody thinks they know what's going on. And you may have heard from somebody as you're preparing to interview for a job. They may say, well, shoot, you know so-and-so is going to get that job. That's a done deal. A done deal is basically they already know who they're going to hire, but they're just going through the motions. So my question to the people in my class was always, if you heard that an interview was a done deal, why should you still interview for that job if you really want it? Well, let's take a look at that list. I think you should interview for that job because oftentimes the person who gets selected for the job turns it down. And now they're going to go to the second person on the list. They came up with their prioritized list. They offered it to the person who ended up first. That person turned it down. You came in second place. Bam. Now they're going to offer it to you. Another reason that you should interview if you are really interested in the position is done deals are undone. Sometimes people will go in as a favorite, and then somebody will come along and do a much better interview than the person who they thought they were going to hire. And so all of a sudden now the done deal gets undone. It is very good experience for you to have another interview under your belt. As I mentioned previously in this video, there is exposure to other managers. And so somebody else on that panel may get really interested in hiring you for a position that they have. And the last reason that I would suggest that you still interview, even if you hear it's a done deal, is you got to be careful who you listen to. Everybody around interviews thinks they know what's going to happen, thinks they know who's going to get hired. And maybe the person who told you it was a done deal has no idea who's really going to get hired. There are two reasons that if you hear it's a done deal, you should not interview for it. And one is, if you really don't want that job, but you're just interviewing because it's good experience, you're liable to go in there and do a horrible interview. And then maybe one of those managers who's not the hiring manager looking at you going, well, shoot, I was in here kind of shopping, seeing if any of the candidates for this job, if they didn't get hired, maybe I'd want. Well, I certainly don't want that person because look at the poor interview they did. So now you're doing bad PR for yourself. Unless you can totally change your mindset and go into the interview and act like you really want it when you really don't want it, my suggestion is don't interview for it. And then even worse than that is maybe you go in there and you don't really want the job, but you're just doing it for experience and you get selected. Now you got to turn the job down, or you got to go into the job and do a job you don't really want. That's not good. And even turning the job down, especially if it is an internal interview, is like the kiss of death. It's a career stopper or a career slower downer. So if you don't really want that job, please don't interview for it. And that may be something that people are telling you to do. Maybe there's other people in the company saying, hey, I've heard this for years. Hey, I think you'd be good for that position, but I don't want it. Well, just go interview for it anyway. Hey, I think you'd be great for that position, but I don't want it. Well, it'd be good experience. And there's a lot of people who will encourage you to interview for jobs you don't want to for all the wrong reasons. My suggestion is please don't do it. It's got a number of ways to backfire. That's my tip for today. If you like other tips on interviewing, check out my brand new book and online course, both titled I Got the Job. I'll put links in the description below to both. I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you right back here for my next video. Till then, stay cool, have good thoughts. See you.